Join our celebration of Black History Month. Only on New Thought Media Network. New videos every day at 6 a.m. Eastern Time, or watch anytime on our YouTube channel. 28 unique Black History moments. Every day in February. Only on New Thought Media Network.
I am Rev Carolyn Douglas, the Senior Minister and Spiritual Director at the Center for Spiritual Living Peninsula, located in Redwood City, California. Today, I would like to share and include Dr. Daniel Lee Morgan in this series on notable African Americans in our history, then speak an affirmative prayer for racial healing. For almost 40 years, from 1967 to 2006, Dr. Daniel Lee Morgan, who's now in blessed memory, served with distinction as the founding minister of the Guidance Church of Religious Science, as well as a highly respected leader in the greater Los Angeles, California area. Dr. Morgan was considered one of religious science's finest ministers, scholars, and champions. He served in nearly every position within the United Church of Religious Science, including the International Board of Trustees. As one of the most respected scholars and theologians in the Western United States, Dr. Morgan served as the Dean of Ernest Holmes College School of Ministry and the past president of the highly respected Ecumenical Center for Black Church Studies. He was a powerful voice for ecumenical empowerment in community affairs and became easily known as and called Dr. Dan by all. He encouraged the expanded involvement of religious organizations to improve the quality of community life both inside and outside the church walls. He was an outspoken advocate and champion for positive social change and justice within our society. A significant part of his contribution to the diversity of African American ministers in religious science in the New Thought movement came as a result of his mentorship of several religious science New Thought ministers and teachers. Dr. Dan mentored several of our African American ministers who are now influencers in this generation, as well as the next generation of New Thought leaders. Some of them are Reverend Gregory Pitts at the Triangular Church of Religious Science, Reverend Anthony Street, Reverend Dr. Chang at Founders Church of Religious Science, Reverend Dr. Nirvana Gale, who's now in blessed memory, but also with Agape International Spiritual Center and the past senior minister at Guidance Church of Religious Science. Most known is Reverend Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith at the Agape International Spiritual Center, and Reverend Mawata Rasuli at the San Francisco Center for Spiritual Living, and Reverend Gregory Toole at the Center for Spiritual Living in Bakersfield. And there are many more. Dr. Dan is the author of a daily guide called Guidance for a Spiritual Journey that I use often through my spiritual practice. What we're doing in this series is something that Dr. Dan would encourage all over the world to do. For the soul of the individual is reflective of your whole soul and the soul of the community. Come now, join me in prayer for a racial healing for our world. Right where you are, I invite you to come with dignity and the integrity of your whole self. Soul is the aspect of God by virtue of which God is able to individualize itself. The word individual means undivided. Most people seem to think it suggests separateness, but actually, individual means undivided. And God has the power of individualizing itself without, so to speak, breaking itself into parts. You are the individualization of God. Only God can individualize itself in an infinite number of units of consciousness and yet not be in any way separate because God is spirit. It is soul. It is the presence of God in all of us all the time and everywhere. Today, I claim that this soul is present within all of us and it is expressed through our words, thoughts, and actions. I accept this divine expression through our human form and through all living creatures in the universe. Today, let's elevate our consciousness to find this aspect of God within us. And through this path, let's liberate ourselves from all human implants in our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. Let us find the Christ in us, that the I am that we are, be able to see through the eyes of spirit, to see that we are all equal in God. I am so grateful and thankful for this divine aspect of God working to eradicate all forms of discrimination. I see Spirit doing its work, clearing our hearts and filling them with love, respect, wholeness, and harmony. And knowing that the power of God is behind my words, I release them into the automatic action of this law. And through this law, I affirm that it is done in the name of the givingness of life to all. And I invite you to join me as I say, and so it is done. Amen.